Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kids. It's been a while since I have made a video, but I am back today. I'm very excited after a much needed break to be talking about the perfumes I purchased in 2021. I purchased a reasonable amount of fragrances and I'm going to talk you through the best of 2021 in terms of the fragrances that I purchased. But let me begin by saying a very happy new year to you all, and thank you to everyone who messaged me. Kids, when you come back to YouTube, when you're going to make more videos, I am going to be making more videos, so thank you and I appreciate that. Okay, let's get into this video. So the first fragrance that I wanted to talk about. Now, I purchased this obviously last year. I think this was a successful purchase. This was a blind buy. Now, I never do blind buys, but at the time I couldn't find this fragrance. The stores were closed. This is Le Lion de Chanel. Now, this was quite a bold release for the House of Chanel. This is a very leathery, animalic, smoky, incensey type of fragrance. To me, it packs a punch. I really did fall in love with this fragrance. There's something which I really like about this fragrance, and this is not a safe blind buy by any means, but when I kind of read into the notes and a bit about the fragrance, I was very intrigued, and I got this for a great price and I just could not let it go. So like I said, it's quite smoky, it's got some leathery undertones to the fragrance. There is some sweetness which comes from the vanilla. There's also some sort of bright citruses in the top of the fragrance which kind of balance everything out. And then you have a nice note of sandalwood in the base as well. This dries down really, really beautifully on skin. It's very, very powerful juice. I think this is by far probably Chanel's most powerful release when it comes to the Les Exclusives line of fragrances. And yeah, I really enjoyed wearing this last year. I wore it more when it got cold, so there isn't that much of a dent. They're kind of about there, but I really liked wearing it in the kind of cold winter months. So that's Le Lion de Chanel. The next one I'm going to talk about is from the House of Jayne. Now, I stumbled across this brand. This is a brand, a niche brand, which I wanted to try out for quite some time. And this is Allure Royale. I just find this fragrance, I don't rarely do this, but when I when I went to sample this, I gave it about an hour and I came back and I had to purchase it. And I don't often do that. I normally wait another day or kind of give it more wearings just to see if I really like the fragrance. But this fragrance is absolutely beautiful. It's a very bright, effervescent fragrance to me. Very clean, soapy. It's got a freshness to the fragrance. There is a lovely note of, I think it's osmanthus. I think that's how you say it. As well as some fresh notes in the fragrance as well, some like citruses and a note of ambroxan as well. So you get this kind of fresh, bright, effervescent kind of quality to the fragrance. It really is a fragrance that I could just wear every single day. I absolutely love it. It really enhances my mood, and I think I'm probably going to go through this year. This is definitely going to be a fragrance which I'm going to keep purchasing. So that is Allure Royale, an amazing discovery, and I definitely want to check out more Oromone Jayne fragrances this year as well. It's Andalusian Soul from the Merchant at Venice. This is quickly becoming one of my signature scents. This is one of my favorite sweet fragrances. So I tried this in a sample set, I think it was a couple years back, and this was the one I fell in love with. This is called Andalusian Soul. So this is a very sweet, ambery, smoky kind of vanilla fragrance with some boozy notes in this as well. So it has a note of rum, it's got some acacia, I think it's got sage, vanilla, and some other warm notes in the fragrance as well, which are just stunning. Really gets a lot of compliments when I wear it because it's sweet and it's quite inviting, it's warm, it's addictive, but it's very sophisticated as well. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. One of the ones which I wear almost daily. I really, really love this fragrance. And I like this house, the Merchant of Venice, as well. Very unique and interesting house. Their bottles are absolutely beautiful as well, as you can see. I really like the way that the light hits this, and you can see the beautiful colors in the bottle as well. So Andalusian Soul, one of my favorite purchases of last year. I'm laughing because it's from Dior, and this is Sauvage Elixir. Now, everyone has an opinion of Dior Sauvage. You know, it's not, to me, it's not a bad fragrance. It's just a fragrance that I have moved on from. I used to wear Sauvage, the original Eau de Toilette, For about a year, it was my kind of signature scent, and then I just kind of stopped wearing it because I realized how many other guys wear that fragrance. But Sauvage Elixir for me was a very interesting release. This is a much more spicy, warm, deep kind of interpretation of Sauvage. For me, it doesn't really have much of a relation to the original Sauvage. This has more kind of warm notes. I think there's some nutmeg and cinnamon, other spices in this. You've also got this lovely note of licorice, which kind of makes the fragrance almost quite sweet in a way as well. So some people find it a bit too sweet for their taste. I really like that. I think it balances it out perfectly. And it's of course still got its lavender note, which Sauvage is known for as well. I love wearing this fragrance. Sometimes I wear it to work because I just find it so amazing. I know some people would say it's more of an evening type of fragrance. So anyway, Sauvage Elixir, fantastic purchase from last year. Okay, Initio. So my first purchase from Initio, Oud For Greatness. This is one which I wanted for some time and finally took the plunge and bought. Very, very powerful fragrance. This packs a hell of a punch. So I bought this and I wore this to my brother's wedding. This is a fragrance that I wore for his wedding. Very, very nice fragrance. So this is a clean interpretation of an oud. You have some saffron in this. I think there's lavender, some nutmeg, I believe as well, and oud, which makes it very nice and easy wearing fragrance, but there is a lot of power behind this. This is probably one of the strongest fragrances in my collection. Every time I've worn this, someone has commented, "What are you wearing? What is that fragrance? I can smell you." It leaves a huge trail, it projects. It's a very big fragrance, so I have to kind of be in the mood to wear it, but I have absolutely loved this fragrance. For me, it was a great purchase, and it's one of those ones, even though it's very expensive, this will last me a long time because I don't need to go crazy with the amount of it that I spray. So yeah, Oud For Greatness from Initio. Now, Tobacolor. This was for me the best release of the La Collection Prive from the house of Dior. Oh, this is so good. This is such a beautiful fragrance. This is a very kind of sweet honeyed tobacco fragrance. You've also got some notes, I think, of plum in this. So I think there's peach in this as well. So it is a kind of fruity, sweet type of tobacco fragrance. For me, I just like wearing this fragrance because it's sweet, but it has a smokiness to it and a bit of fruitiness, which is the elements in the fragrance that I love. Sweet, smoky, and fruity. Really, really beautiful. Tobacolor. I got it in the smaller size, but I am hoping to eventually get the bigger size of this as well. I think the 125 ml, because this is such a beautiful, beautiful release. One of the best in my opinion. And I think this was a great way for Francois de Marché to kind of leave as a creative director of Dior Parfums, because this was amazing. The next one is number 4 from the house of Thomas Kosmala. This is Après la Mort. This is another kind of Baccarat Rouge 540 kind of vibe in this fragrance. It does smell a lot like Baccarat Rouge 540. You can't deny that. You absolutely can't. But this is a lot brighter. It's a bit fresher, and I can smell this fragrance as well. I really like it. It's cheaper than Baccarat Rouge. That's not the reason I purchased it. I purchased it because I genuinely like this fragrance. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I sometimes wear this, I layer it with some of my other fragrances. So I layer this sometimes with another Miller Harris fragrance and another Diptyque fragrance. Maybe I'm gonna do a layering video very, very soon. But yeah, Après la Mort is just a very kind of nice, fresh, slightly sweet, fruity type of fragrance. This is a great, great one that I purchased that I really, really enjoyed. Okay, so I'll talk a bit more about some of the fragrances I purchased throughout the summer months. There's a few. There was this one from Nishane. This is called Wūlóng Chá. This is a kind of tea scent. It's very, very fresh. It has these nice citrus notes in the top. I think there's some lychee. I think that's how you say lychee. And there's also like a fig note in the fragrance, which makes it really fresh and bright and really nice to wear in like summer months or when it's quite warm. It's just really uplifting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna wear this more when it gets warmer, whenever that happens in the UK. But yeah, Wūlóng Chá, and this was a great, great purchase. And I got this for a really, really good price as well. So I'm really, really happy about that. This was a blind buy. which I do not encourage, but I couldn't resist for the price that this was available for. Nishane Wūlóng Chá is from Hermes. This is Unjadin Sur Le Nil. And this is a kind of a vegetal, fresh, fruity, green, beautiful fragrance. Very, very classy. Oh my God, I love the bottle and the colors of this bottle. I would definitely get the bigger size of this bottle as well. Stunning fragrance. And what I actually do, in summer, I would layer the two of these together. Great layering combination. They work really well together. But yeah, I really have loved wearing this. I wore it more when it was warm. So as you can see, I've not used a lot of it. But definitely this year, I'm gonna wear this a lot more. Sometimes after a shower, this is nice to just spritz on you just to give you a bit of freshness. But yeah, I really love this one. And there's a note of mango in this, there's some carrot in this, there's some tomato leaf. There is a lot going on, but it's a very beautiful and complex, but very easy wearing fragrance from Hermes. This one ended up being one that I used a lot last year. I didn't realize the dent I put in this. Florabotanica from Balenciaga. This one I think is on its way out. I think you can still find bottles flying around, like floating around online, but I do think Florabotanica is kind of, it's been discontinued, I think, or it's in very kind of limited production. But this is a great fragrance, a very kind of fresh, watery rose with some notes of carnation. There's vetiver in this, and there's a note of cannabis as well. Really uplifting fragrance. I love how this one smells. A lot of people on YouTube have bought this. A lot of the ladies on YouTube have bought this one. Not so many guys wear this one, but I love wearing this one. I find it gives me everything I want from a kind of fresh, watery rose type of scent. Really beautiful, Florabotanica, and this bottle is just so happy and just lovely. Beautiful fragrance. These are my Miller Harris's. I'll do them together. So we have from the Forage collection, we have Hidden and we have Found. Now I think I have the whole collection of these fragrances, the Forage collection, apart from, I think it's Wonder that I don't have. Maybe I'll do like an updated review of each of them, but this one is it's like a fruity floral kind of fragrance, but if I was to describe it, to me it smells very clean, very musky. There's so many different notes. It's a very complex but beautiful fragrance. It just smells really floral but kind of musky but slightly green at the same time. Beautiful. And I got this in a backup bottle because I was told this is being discontinued, and when I was in Miller Harris, it was one of the ones I really like. Performance on this is actually surprisingly quite good as well. I get about 5-6 hours from this fragrance, and I found this in TK Maxx here in the UK for £19.99. It normally retails, I think, for £50 for 50 ml, so I was really happy to find it at this price. Found, and this one I got as well. This one was also £19.99, so I got this one as well. And this one is just a very beautiful, fruity, kind of minty. It's very fruity, but it has this kind of mintiness in the fragrance as well, which is very unique. Like, I find that Miller Harris, the reason I like their fragrances is because they have a complexity, but they're quite easy to wear as well. There's a nice simplicity, but a complexity. There's kind of this juxtaposition that the fragrances have. But this has some berries, some cassis. I think there's some citruses as well. It's a gorgeous fragrance. And I'm really looking forward to wearing it more. I think these are more suited, in my opinion, to when it gets warm. So these ones are also fragrances I bought last year, which I'm really looking forward to wearing more of when it gets warmer as well. I think I've kind of spoken about everything. I didn't want to make this video too long, but yeah, that was my best of 2021 and what I purchased. I think this year I will explore more houses that I've not tried. That's another thing. I'm only gonna buy what I really love, and I've told myself I have to finish a few bottles before I can justify buying more fragrances, because otherwise you become more of a collector, and there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not really what I'm trying to be. Anyway, I hope you're all very well, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys.